I'm going to touch on the fear of death, and I will include a short meditation in this video on death. We are controlled by the fear of death and by the fear of time. Okay, the time, not having enough time. Time is limited, and we're afraid of dying, and because of that, we're easily controlled. This is why people are walking around with I'm seeing people with paper masks that are in like the same material. There's a guy next to me, walking next to me as I speak, with a mask on. They're driving around in the cars with the windows up with masks on. I've seen an old woman, I've seen a few people here actually, they use these masks and it's like the same material as like an egg carton, tight to their face. They've got bloodshot eyes. They look like they're struggling to get air in. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. And the only reason people are doing this purely is the fear of death. It has to be the fear of death. So how can we get over the fear of death? Death is a funny one because so many people act like death's never going to happen, right? And then when someone dies, they're really surprised. And they're even surprised if someone dies who they know, who is morbidly obese, smokes 20 to 40 ciggies a day, drinks alcohol, and all the rest of it. And it's like, I couldn't believe he died. Now you can believe he died because the way he lives, okay? So in like Buddhist cultures, death is there's an understanding of death, and it's very important in my opinion, so that we understand the death process, we understand every moment's precious. In the West, when someone's dying, we're not allowed to go and see them as kids. When when someone finally dies, we're not allowed anywhere near the body. So it's this weird detachment from death, where we don't talk about it. It's morbid if you talk about it. But at the same time, we watch movies and watch people getting killed and cut up and murdered and all the rest of it non-stop. So it's like, on one hand, we're not allowed to experience death. On the other hand, we're playing video games and watching violent movies, and we're saturated with death to desensitize us, which is all a part of the plan, I believe. In fact, I know it is. It's to mess up the collective and how we view this subject. My teacher says, the Buddha said that everything is impermanent. Okay? Now, my teacher has gone a little bit deeper on that, which is a profound teaching. He says everything in the yo world, so when we look at the Dao, normal and reverse creation, the Wu world is the Dao, which is the source that gives life to everything. So he says that when it gives life to everything, the duality, the yin-yang universe is born, okay? Up, down, left, right, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, and all the rest of it. Everything in the yo world, the existence world, duality, is impermanent, including heaven and earth, okay? But Tao is eternal, never born, never dies, okay? This is what Lao Tzu told us. So it's a beautiful teaching, a very powerful teaching, because everything has Tao in it. The body has a Yuan Shen, a whole different teaching. We can go into that another time. But fundamentally, there is an essence of us that is eternal, okay? Everything else is impermanent. And this is beautiful teaching, impermanence, because we don't suffer because everything's impermanent. We suffer because we cling on to something by its nature is impermanent, and we want it to last forever. We want it to be solid. That's where the suffering comes from. And this is why we suffer, because everything's impermanent. Everything we look at doesn't last forever. That's why it's beautiful. That's why it's sacred, because it's not going to last forever. So when we look at the body, let's look at this logically. Using the Dao normal creation, okay? So Dao, which is one, gives birth to two, yin yang. 2 plus 1 creates 3, 3 creates all things. So when we look at the body, we can see how this works in the body. So, or in our existence, should I say. So the physical being we can touch belongs to the earth, okay? When we are conceived by our mother, she eats food, the amino acids, the proteins and things like that make the baby. When we're born, we eat ourselves, and the food, we are what we eat, okay? The food we ingest makes the body, okay? Then there's an energy too. There's an energy component that moves the body. But there's an intelligence. There's an intelligence that directs the energy. That intelligence is the soul. So the body belongs to Mother Earth. The soul belongs to heaven. Now, people who don't believe in a soul, I mean, I've been an atheist before, but there's these questions we cannot deny. There's the fact that there's an intelligence to life. Energy doesn't distinguish between positive or negative. Energy just is pure energy. So there is an intelligence to me that is talking to you now. So many near-death experiences say that when they leave the body, this intelligence is now observing life through the eyes, this reality through the eyes. And mainstream science says through the eyes we see 0.003% of what exists, okay? But when people die and they leave the body, they all of a sudden have this like panoramic awareness. They see relatives all over the world. They know what they're feeling and everything, because we're not limited to focusing through this little lens, okay? We're outside. The consciousness is back into the space. So there's an intelligence to life. So yin yang, heaven and earth, body belongs to the earth, soul belongs to heaven. That's the two. But there's an essence to us that is the Tao. We exist within the Tao, okay? The Buddha said, seek that which is not subject to birth and death. Reflect on that in your meditations. When we look at pictures of ourselves as a baby, toddler, teenager, present day, the body is subject to time and space and impermanence. It is changing all the time. But there's an essence to us. And it's always there, it's always present. It's actually not in time and space. It observes time and space through the body. And it's there before it comes into this existence, it's there afterwards. So, what are we afraid of dying for? Now, I've reflected on this, and I believe a lot of people who don't have children may be afraid of dying because they're afraid of the unknown, and the mind needs to know, okay? The mind needs to know everything. Once you have children, being a bit more compassionate, I understand that a lot of parents might not be scared of dying themselves, but there's a fear of leaving their kids in this world. I can understand that, I can relate to that. But from a spiritual perspective, if you build a strong spiritual practice as an anchor, you think of a boat in stormy oceans, okay? If there's no anchor, it's going to get thrown everywhere. My teacher tells a story of a Buddhist practitioner that chanted Amitofu every day. Just reflect on this. No attachment to this story. Don't let this story make you afraid, okay? I just want to get you thinking a different way. This Buddhist practitioner, this guy, chanted Amitofu every single day. And his practice was so pure in the end that he had achieved to reach a high level of attainment in the Pure Land after he died. But before he died, his kids had grandchildren. He had grandchildren. When he died, when he was in his moments of death, one thought went to worrying about his grandchildren. I hope they're okay. And it was enough to drop his level of attainment he'd achieved in the Pure Land. Because attachments keep us earthbound. The whole purpose of meditation from a Buddhist perspective is that we prepare for death. You understand? We prepare. The quicker you can get into a meditative state so you are completely detached in your practice, when you die, you can, before you die, you get in that state. Boom, I know where I'm going. I let it go. I let it all go. You trust that your family are on their own journey. They have their own spiritual journey, and that you can still serve them outside the body. You've done enough practice in your life to protect them. Remember, we build a connection with the spiritual world, okay? We understand there is a spiritual world. You chanting mantras and building a connection to the spiritual world, you are protected from certain things. You purify your karma. The reason, the purpose of physical life is to serve the spiritual journey. Okay? You understand that? Don't waste your time in this life. Put everything towards progressing consciously. So we need to practice and put ourselves in a position that when we die, we're good to go. There's no attachments. And we can meditate on it. We can meditate on it. We'll do a little practice now. Okay? I invite everyone to close your eyes. And just rest your awareness on your breath. And you can take this practice as long as you want. We're going to go quite fast to keep this video relatively short. But I'm going to invite you to rest your awareness now on your feet. And become aware of your feet. Feel your feet from inside. Feel the energy in your feet. Feel the life in your feet. And then become aware of the field around your feet, the energy around your feet. And now bring your awareness to all of your legs and feel, see if you can feel any, like a heartbeat in your legs, okay? Like the blood pumping through your legs. You might have pain in your legs. Be aware of the pain in your legs. And then become aware of the field around your legs. Remember, the body is an information field. And it gives off a field as well. So now we rest our awareness on our hips. And just scan our sexual organs and all of our hip joints, everything, the bones, everything. And become aware of the area around your hips. And now rest your awareness in your whole body, okay, your whole torso. From the start of your neck to your lower abdomen, your rib cage, and just spend a few minutes just scanning every area, just feeling it, observing it from the inside, feeling your heartbeat. You can smile at it, okay? You can smile at your body. Feel your lungs as you breathe in and out. Please excuse any external noise you can hear. And feel the field around your body. Feel the field around your heart. Okay, it spans out 8 to 10 feet more. But just be aware of what you're giving off. And with every breath, as we calm down more, this field is going to be more coherent. And now feel your arms. Just be aware of your arms, the bones in your arms, the muscles in your arms, and your hands. Your fingertips, the ends and the beginnings of your meridian lines. 5 elements. Just observe them. and be aware of the field around them. And next we're going to bring our awareness to our neck and our head. And really feel your tongue, your nose, your eyes. And observe your eyes. Observe the back of your eyes. Because then you're coming from the state of awareness and not just looking through the eyes. Okay? Observe your ears. At the top of your spinal column as it goes into your head, your skull. Observe your pituitary gland. Cherry-sized gland in the center of your head, third eye. Observe the left and right hemisphere of the brain. Now I'm going to ask you to come and visualize from just outside the top of your head and look down on your body. And now that we're observing from outside the body, you still can feel inside the body while we do this, by the way. There's no limit to this. I want you to also, from this place, observe one of your family members, wherever they are. Just practice, just play with it, and just see them and give them love while you're observing yourself. And because we're outside the body and we're not just looking through the eyes now, we can see everywhere. So be aware that above us and all around us is our spiritual fathers and mothers. And the divine presence, the divine essence that connects all things. Put your awareness on that. And see whoever you're close to, whether it's Buddha, Jesus, doesn't matter. Feel their presence with you. There's nothing to fear. In fact, it's our true home. When we say our or my true home, we're referring to this awareness that we're observing from, not the body. This limited experience is the journey. And when this experience is over, we return home. Okay, so this is the true home. Now I'm going to ask you to just observe the body again. And as you look down at your body, see your legs just disappear. See your arms and your torso and your head disappear. The body's just disappeared. What's left? What's left is your pure essence, your spirit, your consciousness. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. You are with your spiritual fathers and mothers. You are with the divine. You are free from the limitations of three-dimensional reality. Now I'm going to invite you to see your body come back into being. Okay? And be grateful for the body and this experience. Be grateful that your spiritual fathers and mothers and the divine and Tao essence is always with you and always around you. Be aware of how fleeting this physical experience is. And before you bring your awareness back in the body, make a commitment. I am going to use this life to serve, and help people. I am going to eliminate fear. Now, bring your awareness back inside your body, feel the body, and then open your eyes in this reality. Very simple practice. Very powerful practice. There's nothing to fear, guys. There's nothing to fear. The only thing that we will regret is not doing the right thing. Is not doing the right thing by others. Fear keeps us here and in selfishness. The reptilian brain, the part of our brain they call the reptilian brain, is the fight or flight part. If you look at a lizard, for example, this is where it gets its name. You look at a lizard, it's always on the lookout. It's always in fight or flight. It's still. Doesn't want to be seen. You make a move towards it, it runs off. Okay? It's always looking out for danger. Fear keeps us in this limited aspect of our brain. Survival. Because you know when we're focused on survival, who are we focused on? Me. It's another name for it is selfishness. When we move out of this and into the heart and open our heart, we care for others and we move into selflessness. Drop fear. Do what is right. Meditate more. Meditation is not just about sitting there, resting your awareness on your breath and feeling a little bit less anxious and depressed when you come out of it. That's not spiritual practice. It is, but it's not. Research the nature of the Bodhisattva. Research spiritual beings that have dedicated their life to service. They will move you. They will open your heart because it's about giving. I vow to relieve the suffering of all sentient beings, no matter how many lifetimes it takes. If that doesn't empower you, that's fine. That's fine. But if you found this video, you found it for a reason. If you know anyone that's fearing death, who's terrified at this time, share this video. Okay? We need to evolve and grow out of this fear of death. Because no more control then. No more control. I love you all. I wanted to keep this a bit shorter. We're up to 23 minutes. I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.